Okay, let's learn Torah. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on over here. Okay, let's go back. Let's start the Mishnah Nachamo from the bottom of Meches Manal. Let's take the Mishnah from the top. Nisoch Hamayim Kitza. Nachamo, what's Nisoch Hamayim? This is a special for Sukkot, a special avodah of pouring of the water, which is only done in Sukkot. Says the Mishnah how they do it. Sluchas Shel Zav. They have flasks or bowls of gold, machzekes that held shleish lugin, 3 lug. Haimamali, they would fill it up min hashiluach, from the shaluach, which is a natural spring. Higil l'shar hamayim, they reached the shar hamayim on the way back to Yerushalayim. What do? Tiku, they blew tkiya, variu, they blew trua, they tiku, and they blew tkiya again. Olav akavesh, they go up the ramp. Upana, and they turn l'smolai to the left, which is shikol chiddush, right? Because usually we make right turns in Yiddishkeit. Kopina shata poina poina liyamin. Usually we make a right turn. Here it's a little bit of a chiddush. You make a left turn. Rashi on the bottom of the Amid, it spells out that we learned it out from Sukkim. Okay, so they make a left turn, and what do they find when they make the left turn? Shnei safolim, 2 jugs shel kesef of silver hayusham. Rav Yehuda Omer says Rav Yehuda, no, they weren't jugs of silver, but rather shel sid haya. Sid, I think, literally is limestone. Ella, but rather shayam mushcharin pneyam. Their face was blackened, literally, mimnei hayayin, from the wine. Mushchar from the lashon of shachar is black. Their face was blackened from the wine, and that was the jugs that they encountered Erev Tov Rav Sruli on the top of the mizbeach. Umenu kavin.
Because of the reflection? I think that the face is blackened.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol nihiyeh v'drei.
The wine like weared it or something?
Mashikazah. Rashi in the last line says, Shmoshcharim p'neim v'doimin lekesef. It was similar to silver. Shu shachar, which is black, min asid, from the tzid. Nicht exactly the Matthias over here, but okay. Umnu kavim, and it has holes in these jugs. Kimin, similar to shnei choitmin dakin, 2 thin nostrils. Echad meuva, 1 thicker, ve'echad dak, and 1 thinner. Why? Kidei, so that sheyehu shneiam, that both of them kolin should finish bevasachas. If you pour 2 liquids, 1 thicker and 1 thinner, it's going to take longer to pour the wine than the water. But if the wine hole is wider than the water hole, then they will both finish pouring at the exact same time. Me'arvoi shel mayim, the west, the Ma'ariv, Me'aravoi, the western was Shel Mayim, was for water. Mizrachai, the eastern one was Shel Yayin, was for wine. What happens? Ira, you mixed up Shel Mayim, the one of water, L'teich Shel Yayin, into the one of for wine. Shel Yayin, the one for wine, L'teich Shel Mayim, the one of water. So now, I would have thought it's a big problem. So we just made a whole big deal that the holes inside each one are different thicknesses, right? Says the Mishnah, no. But if you mix it up at the Eved, Yatza, you are still Yaitze, the din of Nisoch Ha-Mayim. Continues the Mishnah.
But they're both going to drain anyway at the same time, no?
So, I want to correct myself. I am absolutely incorrect what I just said. No, let's take that back. I said that they mixed up, that they poured the wine into the water into the wine. It's not how Rashi learned. Let's what?
They mix up the holes.
Oh, let's look at Rashi. Look at Rashi. Me'arvoi. Rashi's. I'm sorry, I spaced out. Rashi 6 lines into the narrow lines. Ma'arvoi shel mayim mizrachi shel yayin. They mixed up the one of water to the east of the wine. Says Rashi, Hasafolim nisunin ital karen zeh lifnei zeh. One in front of the other. Smuchen zelazeh echel etzan mayrav, one to the west. Ve'echel lifnei menu dainu lemizrach. So Rashi's learning that what they mixed up was they were just in the wrong location. They didn't actually pour the wrong liquid into the wrong cup, but rather they mixed up that the wine was in the water and the water was in the wine. Now, what did they actually do? Did they pour the wine in the right one, the water in the other one? That the Mishnah doesn't say. It would sound like from Rashi, it sounds like that they poured in the right one. It just was a location mistake. I don't have anything more to say in this. That is how Rashi learns. What happens if they actually pour it into the wrong vessel? It's a good question. We have to look into it. I don't know the answer to that kasha. Rabbi Yehuda Omer says Rabbi Yehuda.
Mishnah is saying yatsa.
No, you definitely yes. The question is, what did you mess up? Rashi's learning
this.
Rashi's learning you messed up. You just put them in the wrong location.
Right.
So now my question is, did you also pour the wine in the water and the water in the wine? Rashi sounds not.
Rashi, right? But
right. In the Mishnah sounds yes.
Then what did
correct.
you do wrong?
You did wrong because you had them in the wrong location. That's wrong also. Everything has to be perfectly choreographed. But I agree. I agree with your assessment. I don't know. I'm going to leave it open-ended because Rashi is not telling us the story.
So took out the word yatsa, it seems.
I don't know. It's hard to know. No, he just says Mizrach Shel Yain. It could be the next words there. I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe no. Rabbi Yehuda Omer belug hayam menasich. With a lug they would pour kol shemoina, all 8 days. So Rabbi Yehuda is really arguing on how many details. Look at Rashi. Bitarti pligi. Rabbi Yehuda is arguing bitarti with 2 details. What are the 2 details? Ashloisha lugin koi. Number 1, if we flip back, what was the first line of the Mishnah? Nitzachamayim kitzad was that you had a golden jug that held what? 3 lug. Rabbi Yehuda's learning, no, 1 lug is enough. Number 2, you know what Rabbi Yehuda is arguing about? Ve'ashiva. On the fact that it's for 7 days. Rabbi Yehuda is holding it's not for 7 days, but rather, how long is it? 8 days. Wonderful. Next. Now we continue the process. That was almost like an interjection in the Mishnah of sidebar machlokes. So where are we holding? We're on top of the Mizbeach. There's 2 jugs over there. And let's get going. Says the Mishnah, ulim min nasich, and to the one pouring. Ulim min nasich, and to the one pouring. Oimer loy, they say to him. Did I make it wrong?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I thought I drank something.
video.
Oimer loy, well, yeah. Oimer loy, they say to him, Hagba yodecha, pick up, Hagba, from the Lashon of Hagba, pick up yodecha, your hands. But what? Why are you picking up your hands? Says the Mishnah, Shepam echad, because one time, Nosach echad, one guy, one kohen poured the wine where? The water. Al gabe raglov, he poured it onto his feet. He did not pour it into the appropriate place. Why not? Anyone know why not? Anyone can guess why not? Tziduki, very good. Look at Rashi. Hagbas yodecha. Shenira, that it appeared. Shetitain hamayim, that he placed the water besafel into the jug like he was supposed to. Lefi, why did he pour it on his legs? Shatzidukim, the, how do you pronounce that word in English? Sadducees? How do you pronounce it? Sadducees? I don't know, I never got that one. I just know how our school pronounced it. 2 C's, 2 E's. Shatzidukim, ein moidim, they do not admit. Benisa chamayim. They don't emit in the way that they pour the water. Shmamachas nosach seduki echad hamayim al raglov. Because the learning that you pour into the jug is from Teresh Balpeh. The Stukim don't learn Teresh Balpeh. So one time, the kohen went up and he poured it straight on his feet. And what happened? Urgamu. Anyone remember that word? It's a good word. Pelted. We had that one. Urgamu kolam, and the entire nation pelted him. Basroigehem with their esroigim gishmak. Klai still knows how to do it. This guy is Machen Heimish. He's, the rabbi gets up, he says something wrong. You don't stam, say something. You smack him, pelt him with a esroigim. I love it. And now the Mishnah concludes. Which is, by the way, stam. we're talking about a kohen in front of everyone, and he's pouring on his feet. It's just you see that like Yitzhahara, it always existed.
He wasn't a tzduki.
No, he was a
But he
Suzuki.
was.
No, that's the part. But like, dude, like if you're a Suzuki, like keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like in front of everyone.
They probably use the big team names, right?
Yeah. Oh, the Pelton. Yeah. But it just shows us like a shtickle chizik. There was always issues. There were problems. There were always guys. Maybe we don't have Suzuki nowadays. We have other guys with issues. There are issues. What? Yeah, there's issues.
They didn't have guns back then.
This was ganz fine. K'maiseu b'chol ends the Mishnah like they did during the week. What is that? Means the whole process of the first half of the Mishnah, going, filling up the water, etc., etc. Kach ma'aseu b'Shabbos. So too they did on Shabbos. Ella, one big difference. Shahaya mimale me erev Shabbos. They filled up the water in Erev Shabbos. You can't go down to the well on Shabbos. They filled it up on Erev Shabbos. Chavis shel zahav, a barrel of gold. She'ena mikudeshes, that was not sanctified, meaning the golden barrel did not have kedusha. They filled it up min hashiluach, from the same spring. Umanicha, and they placed it. Bilishka, in the room in the Beis Hamikdash. Nishficha, I think that word has changed. 1 second. What does it have? What do they say on the side over here? I got a base over here. Oi, nisgalsa. Let's say it was spilled. If you leave a cup lying around on the floor, what happens? Someone kicks it over. So let's say it got spilled. Nishvicha, oy nisgalsa. Or let's say it got, what's nisgalsa? Gilui. What does gilui mean? Anyone? Revealed. Uncovered, good, revealed. If it got revealed, then hayamimale, they would fill it up min hakiyar, from the kiyar. Why? Shehayayin, wine, v'hamayim, and water. Migulin, that are uncovered. Psulin legabe mizbeach. You're not allowed to put them on the mizbeach. So lechatchila, they will get the water from the shiluach and leave it there in Erev Shabbos. Let's say it got messed up. Then where will they put the water b'diavad from? From the kiyar, excuse me. From the kiyar. Mayerdik.
I understood from the Kira in the first place.
It's in the base of my... So I hope the Gemara is going to speak about it. I mean, I would have just assumed the same reason that during the week they took it from this place called the Shiluach. There's obviously a specific din to get it from there. And therefore, we try to do that even on Shabbos. But it's a good question. I was wondering the same. I looked at Rashi. I don't think Rashi answers this kasha. So I'll tell you something fascinating. Kir didn't hold anything; it held, but it went underground, and there was a refillable I don't know what you call it, reservoir underground that it would always refill itself. Every night they would lower it down and then they raise it up. Fascinating stuff. There was a whole contraption system, but I don't know why. This bothered me as well.
Like 1,000, like 100 times in Kippur.
7, Shiva. Many. Yeah. I don't know. I want to know. But, okay, let's go weiter. Zog the Hilgi Gemara. Are we holding? 9:20. Zog the Hilgi Gemara. Also tomorrow night we have Chazara, so let's get going. Last night we started from Sukkah Shiva. Okay, let's get going. Minani immediately says the Gemara, where we know this din from Amar Avina. To Amar Cross says the Torah, Ushaftem Mayim Bisasain. And you shall pour water with sasain, with joy. Period. So what does that teach us? That teaches us that there's an element of joy with the pouring of the water. Rashi says this is how we know that we blow tekiah trua tekiah, that we want the process to be besimcha. Period. V'gomer. Says the Gemara, some fascinating stories. Fasten your seatbelt. Hanu Trei Mini. There were two minim, heretics. Chad Shemei, one's name was Sasain.
Meaning is a heretic?
Yeah, a min is a heretic. One's name was Sasain. V'chad Shemei, and one's name was Simcha. Sounds like some modern Israeli family over here, joy and light. One's name was, or bad celebrity, one's name was Sasain and one's name was Simcha. So Amrli Sasain l'Simcha. Sasain tells to Simcha, guess what? I know adifna minach. I'm better than you. You know why? Tersev. The pasuk says Sasain v'Simcha yasigu. The pasuk puts Sasain before Simcha. Gishmak. Amrli Simcha l'Sasain. Simcha says back to Sasain. Anadifna minach. No, I'm better than you. Tersev. Simcha v'Sasain la Yehudim. Period. End of story. What in the world? This has anything to do with anything? We have no clue. What in the world is going on over here?
He said Shaftamayim B'Sasan.
Yeah, no, that's what you brought it down. But what's the ganze Zach? I'm better than you, Apostle. You're better than me, Apostle. End of story. It seems Mefarshim here speak out that this was like a common practice amongst the minim to like try to find verses and psukim to bolster their chvaisnishtvas. Okay, weiter. Another story coming up. Amrei sasain l'simcha. Amrei sasain l'simcha. Okay, here we go. Chad yoma, one day, shav kucha. You're going to be, I think the literal translation is like uprooted. Rashi says, yap ki uch min hashamayim. Shav kucha, says the Gemara, v'shav yuch parvakna. And your parvakna, your entourage is going to run away. What's going on over here? Tachsev, ki v'simcha seisu. The simcha is going to run away. So Sasan told Simcha, guess what? One day you're going to lose it all. Kishmak. Look at Rashi. B'simcha seisu. Shehu yira hadrachim v'yavar ma'avaris hamayim. Okay, you're going to see pass and run away. Amrei simcha l'sasayin. Chad yema shavkucha. One day it's going to happen to you. Umalu b'chamayim. And you're going to be filled up with water. Tachsev shavtem mayim b'sasayin. Okay. Amrei humina. It's another story. There was a man, the Shmei Sasayin. Another guy, apparently Sasan was a common name. He said, L'Rav Avua, asidisu, it's going to happen. Titamli li mayim, that's going to be filled up for me water, la'alma da'aseh, in the next world, t'chsif, ushafta mayim b'sasan, that they're going to fill up with water and joy. Amar lei, he responded, meaning, what he's saying? His name is Sasan. So this guy said to Rav Avua, in the future, they're going to fill up water for me. Because the pasuk says, Ushafte mayim, fill up water, bisasain. So my name is Sasain. So water is going to be filled up with for me. Fascinating. Amar lei, so Rav Avua responds, Yaviksiv lisasain, meaning he shtached him back from his own pasuk. If it said lisasain, then you're right, Kiddush Amrit. But hashtag t'chsiv bisasain. No, that's not what it means. What does it mean? Mashka dahu gavra mishavninan le guda. This guy is going to turn into a guda. Umalinan be maya, and he's going to be filled in with water. I want to take a second. I want to actually give you. I want to get the exact. I'm not into literal translation, but
It's a Gouda.
that's what I'm going to get.
People still use the name Simcha, but not Sas.
Get it? Usually I write down the little translation beforehand. I apologize, I didn't over here. Here we go. Ready? Let's just get in the little translation. Here we go. Shavkuch v'shavyuch parvakna. Shavkuch, it will leave you. You mean you'll lose your status. V'shavyuch parvanka, and make you a scout. Does anyone know what that means? A scout. It will make you run ahead of other people. That's what Rashi said. It's going to run away from you. They're going to make you into like a little loser, I guess, is the way to translate it. Amrle simcha l'sasayin. Chad yema, one day, shavkuch. One day you're going to lose your status. Umaluch b'mayim, and you're going to have to draw. Oh, you're going to have to draw water. Okay, correct that. I'm sorry. I said, and they'll fill you with water. That you're going to lose your status. You're going to become a water carrier. Okay, let's go to the last story one more time. Let's get the literal translation. Again, I see the dimzali ma'ilom. I'll say destined to draw water. We said that. Gavra, the skin. Okay, let's get the translation of the last line. Mashched ahu gavra, the skin of that person, you, meshavnina leguda, will be made into a canteen, umelinin beimaya, and will be filled up and will be used to fill up water. So again, mashched, the skin. I'm gonna write something on the Gemara. Mashched ahu gavra, of that guy, meaning you. Meshavlina leguda will be made into a canteen, a flask. Melina beimaya, and it'll be filled up with water. And again, just going back, that funny statement of shavkuch v'shavyoch means you're going to lose your status and you're going to be made into.
Are we supposed to learn something from this?
Of course. You know what we're supposed to learn?
Stuff. You'll be into a cleat that's going to hold the water.
Dude,
That's
this is what Hitler did. He took human bodies and he took off their skin and they made them into shoes. That's pretty bad. I don't want to be a canteen. I think I'm worth a little more than that. That's a pretty big.
Look at the bright side that you're.
You're like, oh, sure, God.
I don't know. Holding. Instead of being completely obliterated,
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Very good. I want to learn one more line. Yeah. Again, this whole last shtickle, David, there is what to learn if you want. Those, it's not my thing. I'm sorry.
This is like some kind of.
It takes some time. Yeah, there is. He says he has over here. I'll leave it open. You could on your own time. There's nice notes and the Marsha, heretics, all the Gishmakarit. I'm gonna. You're gonna lose your status, and you're gonna be made into a shavkuch. You'll lose your status. The shavyuch, and you'll be made into parvanka, a servant. You're gonna lose your status, and you're gonna become a water carrier. Okay, one more line, because we mentioned this. We read the Mishnah. Tanu Rabbanan, yeah. All of it Kevin's fun little small. You turn left. Again, I'm not. I want to be careful. I'm not belittling. There is a lot to be learned from the previous Gemara, but it's one of these things. It's like esoteric, and there's many different pshatim. So you really, on your own time, give a look. There's nice pshatim. I'm a little more Viking. All of it Kevin's fun little small. You go up the ramp and you make a left turn. Says the Gemara. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a brayso. Kol ha'olim, excuse me. Everyone who's oila, whenever you go up lamizbeach, oilin, you go up, derech yemin, you go up which way? To the right. Umakifin, and you do a hakafa. What does that mean? You encircle. V'yardim, and you go down, derech small. So very simply, you go up. Here is a picture over here. I'm happy that we took this out. Everyone look over here. There's a picture over here. You go up the right side, you go around in a circle, and then you go down the left side. Very simple. Go up, around and down. Says the Gemara, chotz, except for I lost place. Mina oila l'shleisha dvarim. Except for when you go up for shleisha dvarim halalu, these three things, she'oilin, that you go up derech small, that you go up to the what? Left side, the chayzrin, and then what do? You turn around, al ha'akev, the way that you came. Here's another beautiful picture. Look at this picture. You go up the left, and you make an about face, and you come back down. So if we're listening carefully, you always go down the left side. That's what comes out. Chazin derech akiv, and you turn around and you go down where you came. Veluhain, what are these three cases? Nisachayayin, Nisachamayim, excuse me. Nisachayayin, Oilasa Oif, Kisha Ravsa Ba Mizrach. When there was Ravsa means there were too many. From the lashon of riboy. When there are too many birds in the Mizrach, and they ran out of space, they went up the left side and they placed it over there. So this is how we answer the kasha. You always make right turns. Here we see the reason why you make a left turn. Leave it here. Do we have any volunteers for Chazar tomorrow night? Anyone? Anyone? Daily Gemad is in. There we go. There we go. Officially, we're going to start from the Mishnah. Sukkah Shiva Ketzad, Milva Amid. It's a lot, but that's just because this whole middle shtickle, I sort of, we went a bit faster.